Look for the bare necessities, the simple bare necessities.
Hello everyone, and welcome back to another episode of Top 10 Toons, where we count down the top 10 cartoons, a variety of subjects involving all your favorite cartoons. New, old, it doesn't matter. Disney Plus has a great streaming service. Since the service began, they have filled it with many of their most popular shows and movies, including some of the more obscure ones. However, despite this, there are many titles they have yet to add. Today we'll be counting down the top 10 best cartoon shows they have neglected. As with many lists, this one is opinion based. Your favorite cartoon may or may not make it on here, but that doesn't mean it should be left out. I've done my best to stay neutral. I've added some popular cartoons that I didn't watch but I know were received well, as well as some that I fondly remember. Disney owns many properties that didn't originate from their studios, so to keep this list as accurate as possible, we will only be going over cartoons that have the Disney logo or air directly on the different Disney named channels. So sit back and take a stroll through time. This is the Top 10 Toons Disney Plus needs. Number 10. Long before the new Muppet Babies made their way to television sets across the globe, these pint-sized Muppets had their own show with the same name all the way back in 1984. The Muppets is the creation of the famous Jim Henson, who is the most prominent figure in the puppet world. Jim created many of the most iconic puppet characters and shows, such as Sesame Street and Fraggle Rock. However, the Muppets is a shining achievement and has been an integral part of many children's lives. There have only been a handful of animated shows featuring Jim Henson's creations, and none is more well known than the Muppet Babies. Just like the new show, Muppet Babies starred the most famous Muppet characters together in baby form, where they explored their imaginations and tackle issues many young children face, such as spooky monsters in the dark and finding ways to fall asleep. Baby-themed shows always have some of the most imaginative stories for everyday life, and Muppet Babies is no different. The show adds in lots of live-action footage creatively in the episodes, which gives the show a unique feel as you never know what will come up.
Jump, Gonzo, jump!
It seems strange for Disney to leave out the original series when they added in the new reboot. At first, they may seem like they left it out to draw more attention to the new series instead, but seeing how they added in other rebooted shows alongside the originals, such as DuckTales, that doesn't seem to be the reason. Whatever reason it is, it would be a great show for fans of the new series to discover, and one that many older fans would love to revisit. There is no way to watch the show in high quality right now, so this is one show that really needs to return to the modern age. Number 9.
These are the adventures of Buzz Lightyear of Star Command.
To infinity and beyond! Apparently, Beyond does not include Disney Plus. Buzz Lightyear of Star Command brings to life the show that Buzz from Toy Story was based on in terms of the movie's universe. Just like toys in real life, sometimes toys have origins in media, and it appears that Buzz is based on a popular cartoon show. Disney took that fictional show from the movies and created a real-life cartoon series for all of us to enjoy. Now we could follow Buzz and his friends on epic galactic adventures against the evil Zurg and other spacefaring aliens. Buzz Lightyear is the hero of the galaxy, looked up to by the cadets of Star Command and the residents of the Galactic Alliance. Buzz takes command of a group of misfits and creates Team Lightyear. Team Lightyear battles evil forces and goes on grand adventures in the show. Was Buzz seemingly taking the main role in future Toy Story movies? If they do continue, having this series will help boost its popularity and give fans more Toy Story related content. It is an amazing show with fun creative characters and adventures of galactic proportion.
To infinity and beyond!
Number 8.
We're in the land of was, they're having twice the fun, 'cause every single thing is really two in one.
an 80s gem that is right up there with the Care Bears. It's the Wuzzles. The Wuzzles is such a unique show with tons of heart. Wuzzles are creatures that are hybrids of two different animals. With a concept like that, the possibilities are endless. There are so many variations possible that the only limit is your own imagination. For example, one of the main characters is Bumbleion, half bee, half lion. Who would ever think of mixing a bee and a lion? And it works! And there are plenty more where he came from. Every single character in the show is a unique mix of animals, and even things such as foods are hybrids as well. There are so many great combinations in the show that I can't do it justice just by naming them out. The Wuzzle centers around the wacky life of the hybrids and the imaginative world that they live in. The Wuzzle universe is so unbelievably creative that I cannot put it into words. This show is truly an endless well of creativity. I highly recommend watching it. It may not be up on Disney Plus yet, but you can find many episodes on YouTube. Go give it a watch there until Disney finally brings in this amazing cartoon.
Two times the fun, wrapped up and rolled into one.
Number 7.
He's roly-poly-oly. He's small and smart and round. And in the land of curves and curls, he's the swellest kid around.
A lost gem from the Disney Playhouse. It's the Roton robot from Planet Polly. Roly-Poly-Oly is a show about a robotic world made up of geometric shapes. Oli is the star of the show, along with his cubic pal Billy and the rest of Oli's family. This is a lighthearted show which presents a pretty ideal family and life. Oli gets into some wacky situations, but the show always has an encouraging and whimsical mood. It really makes you feel like a little kid with nothing to worry about other than finding what fun thing to do for the day. Roly-Poly-Oly is a show that anyone of any age can enjoy. It feels like a young children's cartoon with the lighthearted tone and learning experiences that only in the gang have, but it is presented in such a unique way that adults can get into it as well. They don't force the lessons into the show, but instead tell a story of a boy and his family. The lessons come naturally, the way any child learns by growing up. The show is brimming with encouragement. You feel the confidence to go out and explore, to try new things, to enjoy life. In a dark time such as this, we could all use a little more roly-poly-oly in our lives. With a spring in their step, Oli and his family make the world a nicer place.
Hooray! Hooray! And in the land of curves and curls, he's the swellest kid around. And in the land of curves and curls, he's the swellest kid around.
Number 6.
Who's that girl? What's her name? Is she cool? Is she lame? Oh, you're talking about what's her name? Pepper Ann. Is she lame? Is she cool? Is she breaking every rule? Is she anybody's fool? Pepper Ann.
No one's cooler than Pepper Ann. Pepper Ann is a unique preteen show that really shows the life of a 12-year-old girl. A bit more mature than what Disney is known for these days, Pepper Ann tackles the issues and choices preteens face in their everyday life in an accurate and entertaining way. From school to dealing with her overprotective single mom, Pepper Ann's portrayal is as deep and impactful as you can imagine. Pepper Ann's style is similar to Doug's, with the main protagonist being a social outcast and always lost in her own imagination, even going so far as to have her own imaginary superhero persona. However, Pepper Ann is more grounded in reality with the problems she encounters and how she faces them. This show is not only great for entertainment, it can also be very helpful for young girls by giving them advice and representation that they can relate to. As a boy, I was never interested in the show when I was little, but as an adult now, I can see that it wasn't made for me. I have newfound respect for the show and I see the value that I missed long ago. Pepper Ann is a show that can make all the difference in the lives of its viewers. It definitely deserves a spot on Disney Plus.
She's her own biggest fan, Pepper Ann.
Here's my remote control.
If you can, Pepper Ann.
Number 5. A newer tune on the list. It's a mystery why Wander Over Yonder hasn't wandered over to Disney Plus. Starring the kind-hearted and dopey Wander and his tough but motherly best friend and faithful Steve Sylvia. The two go galloping across the galaxies, exploring new worlds and finding adventure wherever they go. With large, monstrous creatures and evil overlords intent on taking over the universe, Wander and Sylvia never have a dull moment. Wander Over Yonder is a fast-paced show that feels like a sugar rush one second and deep and story-driven the next. The wacky characters make this show as great as it is. Wander is similar to Sam I Am from Green Eggs and Ham on Netflix. Great show, I highly recommend it. They are practically cousins. He has the biggest heart in the galaxy and is always looking to make new friends and bring joy to the universe. In contrast, Sylvia is grounded in reality and is always taking care of Wander from making dumb decisions and protecting him from the dangers all around him. Mostly that of Lord Hater, the conqueror of the universe, and his large army of watchdogs. They make a perfect team as completely opposite personalities but still care so much for one another. Wander Over Yonder is an amazing super fun show and so unpredictable that you never know what will happen. With his giant heart, Wander travels the land with his faithful friend Sylvia, seeking fun and adventure, bringing happiness to all along the way.
Wander, wander, over yonder, yonder, wander, wander, you wander over yonder.
Number 4.
PB&J!
Oodalay! It's the brothers and sister otters PB&J. PB&J Otter was one of my most favorite Disney cartoon shows growing up. Appearing on the Disney Playhouse, this show was always one that I would look forward to watching. I haven't heard many people talk about over the years, which is sad because this show deserves all the love and attention they can get. PB&J Otter is filled with many colorful characters living in Lake Hoo-Ha. Every character has their own personality as they all interact as one big community. The different species have their own ways of life that the other characters learn about, even the younger ones of that same species as they learn to grow. This adds just another layer to the amazing writing and stories that this show offers. PB&J are the main characters, but each of their friends get their own time in the spotlight. The group of friends spend their days hanging out with each other. They play, they explore, they get into trouble, they learn, they grow. Using their noodle, they find the solutions to their problems and save the day. The lightheartedness of the show is only surpassed by how entertaining and compassionate it is. This show is all about tolerance and growing up, something we could all use in today's world. It may not be number 1 on the list, but PB&J is my number 1 pick for joining Disney+. Maybe you missed it growing up or are too young to have seen it on Disney Playhouse, or perhaps you remember this show from your childhood. Whatever the reason, everyone should be able to enjoy the show today, and what better way than through Disney+. Number 3.
Open sesame, here we go! Arabian Nights, like Arabian Days. They tease and excite, take off and take flight. They shock and amaze.
The missing Disney movie animated series, Aladdin, has been lost in the sands of time. Disney Plus is filled with many shows based on classic Disney movies. The Little Mermaid, 101 Dalmatians, and even shows like Timon and Pumbaa. However, arguably the best of them all is still missing, and it's a real mystery why. With the recent live-action remake of Aladdin, it would have been a perfect time to introduce the show to new audiences. But time has passed and still no sign of our street rat turned prince. The show is everything a movie-based cartoon should be. It brings back all the characters from the movies, fleshing them all out, and giving them new adventures to go on. You get to see a lot more of the characters you love. Iago never got much screen time in the movies, but now he's one of the main characters. Abu the monkey, the Sultan, and even Rasul the guard gets time to shine. And of course, let's not forget Genie, who is always a blast to see. His comedic pop culture references will never get old.
Oh, my word!
Bon appetito! Not quite like Mama's, but it'll do.
We get to see what happened after Happily Ever After. The story of the movies ended, but the stories of these characters continued, and new memorable faces joined the fray. Like I've said earlier, it is considered by many to be the best show based on a Disney movie. If we could have one wish, it would be to have Aladdin the series return on Disney+.
Come on down, stop on by, hop a carpet and fly to another Arabian Night.
Number 2.
It's cool, He's hot like a frozen sun. He's young and fast, he's the chosen one. People are not bragging. He's the American dragon.
One of the most popular Disney Channel toons, American Dragon Jake Long, was a hit when it was on the air. American Dragon Jake Long is a show about a teenage boy with the ability to change into a dragon. He defends the magical creatures in the city of New York. His mother's side of the family has this ability, allowing him and his sister to transform into dragons. He learns to control his new abilities while facing the everyday dilemmas of a teen boy. With the aid of his friends and the training of his grandfather, they fight off bad guys threatening their safety. With this being one of Disney's most popular cartoons and strictly a Disney title, it is strange that it has been left out for all this time. American Dragon and Kim Possible were the king and queen of the Disney Channel back in the day. If I were a betting man, squirrel, I would say that this show will eventually make it onto the streaming service. I don't know if Disney is waiting for a specific date to add it in, but you can bet that it'll be coming. Hopefully sooner rather than later.
Hey, get back to work!
Number 1.
Straight from the heart of Main Street, it's Disney's House of Mouse.
Bridging the old with the new is Disney's House of Mouse. One day, Disney decided to greenlight a show. It was no ordinary show, but a celebration of the Mickey Mouse cartoons and of Disney itself, bringing together a huge cast of characters from Disney's history, from their black and white shorts to the newest tunes on the block. Run by the famous mouse himself, the House of Mouse became a reality. House of Mouse has Mickey Mouse hosting the dinner theater along with his pals. They would show classic shorts from the past as well as new sketches featuring Mickey and friends. Some of those short cartoons became iconic, and some went above and beyond what anyone had ever expected from the Mickey Mouse gang. The audience is none other than the familiar faces we have come to know over the years, with them even getting in on the action every now and again. Everyone was here. It was special. However, the House of Mouse soon closed its doors after 3 seasons, and we have never seen a return since. But now there's a chance. New life can be given to this theater. Disney Plus is almost a parallel of the House of Mouse itself, presenting new and old entertainment filled with characters we love. As much as Disney Plus is the embodiment of Disney entertainment, House of Mouse is right there beside it. There could be no other choice. Time to give the House of Mouse an encore.
Hey, thanks for visiting the Tooniest place on Earth. See you real soon.
And there you have it, the top 10 tunes Disney Plus needs. Don't forget to stay till the end to see all the runner-ups. And hey, if you enjoyed the video, why not subscribe today? We have almost doubled in subscribers since the last video, so join in the trend. And a huge thanks to all the current subscribers for the boost. The Toon Squad continues to grow. Next episode is in honor of Joe Ruby, co-creator of Scooby-Doo, who unfortunately passed away this week. We are counting down the top 10 Scooby-Doo villains. We are looking at everything from Scooby-Doo, from the shows to the movies. So pick your favorites and leave them in the comments below. Come back next episode to see who makes the cut. Thanks again for watching, and I'll see you all next time.
Who's a little like water and oil? Brandy and Mr. Whisker. What's in the kettle and ready to boil? Brandy and Mr. Whisker.
One smelly rabbit, one pampered mooch, fell from a plane with no parachute.
Got stuck in the jungle putting down roots. Brandy and Mr. Whisker.
Welcome to Stanley's World. Come help him figure out what life is all about. Who takes you swimming with dolphins?
Captain Crandall! Ski Lad! Rope Girl! Tio Supremo!
Shouldn't you children be in school?
Come on, Tio!
Lloyd? I gave you a crater full of homework today, mister!
Run, Lloyd! Run for your life! a world of chaos and disarray, brother and sister save the day.
Yin yang yo, yin yang yo, yin yang yo, yin yang yo, yin yang yo.
I mean the bare necessities. That's why a bear can rest at ease with just the bare necessities of life.